Well, it's 4 o'clock, and that means likely the storms will be rolling again on an afternoon in Colorado. Thanks for joining us. I'm Tom Green.
And I'm Kim Christensen. Not really complaining that much because it's been so hot. But we saw it like mid-afternoon. The clouds were getting dark. It was looking like something was cooking. A live look outside right now. We haven't really seen rain downtown from these storms. We have seen some wind. We're going to take a live look at the radar. We have a marginal risk for severe thunderstorms. Some storms are popping up to the southwest corner of the state. Kathy's going to have much more in your weather impact forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
Now to some of the news of the day. Police say they've now caught the teenage suspect who they say killed a man outside of a busy bar in Rhino. And they found the 14-year-old in Casper, Wyoming. The shooting happened a week ago today at 29th and Larimer.
9 News reporter Angeline McCall joins us now with the latest on this arrest. Angeline?
We were previously naming and showing the teenager. We're no longer doing that because we don't know if he will be charged as an adult or not. Denver police say they worked with the FBI Safe Streets Task Force as well as the Casper Police Department. They tracked the suspect to Casper, Wyoming, about 300 miles away from where the shooting actually happened. Police arrested him yesterday evening. Police say he shot and killed Todd Kidd. It's not exactly clear what happened, but police say Kidd tried to intervene during a disturbance last Wednesday when the teen shot him. Friends of Kidd say he worked at Federalis. Friends and family gathered for a vigil there Monday night, including old teammates from his time as a hockey player at the University of Denver. They say he died protecting his community.
So Todd was a really nice guy. He was a big guy, so a lot of people referred to him as a gentle giant. I think it's reasonable to say that we'll all feel a lot less safe, just in general, after this happened. But there'll just be a lot less love and happiness and protection and safety.
The suspect is facing charges for first-degree murder. The DA will decide final charges and if they'll pursue adult charges. Our legal analyst Scott Robinson says prosecutors will consider several factors like his age, his maturity, criminal history, as well as the severity of the crime. Robinson says someone who is 14 and facing charges for murder is much more likely to be charged as an adult compared to someone who, say, is 11 or 12 years old. In the studio, I'm Angeline McCall.
I know, Angeline, when they were looking for him, police considered him armed and dangerous. So a lot of questions how he got to Wyoming as well.
Yeah, I think there's still a lot of questions and a lot of grief, right? I mean, there's still someone gone, and ultimately this is a very young teenager as well. And so, you know, you have two families really wrestling with this.
Yeah, exactly. And we heard so much about what Todd Kidd meant to his community. A lot of people knew him and respected him. Thank you.
I want to take another look outside as we were talking about the clouds that have rolled through, some of the winds, some of the stormy atmosphere you may have seen, but certainly a cooler day today. Nowhere near the 90s, so let's get over to Kathy Saban and find out what's coming our way and get the latest from our Weather Impact Meteorology team. Hi, Kath.
Hi guys, a nicer day, a mix of clouds and sunshine with some scattered showers across the metro area over the last 2 hours. Those storms have since moved south and east away from Denver, but there's still the availability of more moisture for storms in Denver yet tonight. A beautiful day up in Aspen. Everything is just so green on the hillsides up that way. And the weather headlines include the chance for rain and storms that could produce hail east of Denver yet tonight. We have a warmer and slightly drier day coming up tomorrow. Temperatures were 86 in Denver, 86 in Fort Collins, still very warm out across the Grand Mesa and Western Slope. Winds out of the east and southeast have really picked up in the last half hour around Centennial and Castle Rock and up toward the Fort Collins area. Some of the storms we're tracking that have reached severe limits include a storm near the Sterling area. We're watching as some of these showers are moving away from Denver toward the southeast, but that rain felt so good across the city. A lot of thunder and lightning, no hail with this cell. It is severe in the Sterling area, and it looks like that warning will remain in effect until 4:15. That storm is tracking toward the southeast, and again, the potential for hail is there. We have not had reports of hail. A lot of rain, a lot of lightning, and Marino, you were kind of in the bullseye for that cell there. Second severe cell south of Burlington, tracking southeast toward the Cheyenne Wells area. This storm warned until 4:30. They're moving really quickly. We have additional rain showers through Eads and Sheridan Lake and more moisture upstream. Granby, Estes Park, Nederland, and those showers could be heading toward the metro area here in the next hour or two. So far, so good across the city as the evening drive gets underway, but we are in a marginal risk for strong storms yet tonight. Much more on that, plus another check of the radar coming up.
Today, we're getting a much better idea of what people saw in the very moments a small plane came crashing down in a yard in Arvada.
Yeah, we got a hold of the 911 calls from that day, June 7th. 4 people were on board that plane when it crashed. 1 passenger died the next day. 9 News reporter Lauren Scafidi is joining us in Arvada, live from where that plane crashed, to break down the new information that we've gathered and where everything stands right now. Lauren?
Yeah, not much has really changed here in the last almost 6 weeks since that plane crashed. A tarp still covers the lawn where the plane caught fire. The person who lives here tells me that the company who's in charge of getting rid of the contaminated soil under here doesn't have a place to put that soil, and that's why it still looks like this. The man who lives here has also been collecting some things that he's found in his front lawn since the plane crashed. Here's that box. So he's found a couple of the pieces of the plane like this chip with some wire, and also these glasses that look like they were burned. 9 News did get a hold of that 911 call, or some of those 911 calls that came in the morning of the crash. Take a listen.
Oh my God, it's right here. It's let me get that.
Just take a deep breath and tell me.
Just terrifying. The National Transportation Safety Board says the plane took off from Centennial Airport toward Rocky Mountain Metropolitan Airport in Broomfield. Shortly before the crash, the pilot told air traffic control his oil light was on. The plane was losing pressure and he needed a place to land. The pilot ended up coming down on Oberon Road and skidded down the street until the plane landed in this front lawn at this home and caught fire. People who live nearby were shocked and they jumped into action right away.
Airplane just crashed into somebody's driveway.
An airplane crash?
There's a person on the ground that's unconscious.
Okay, is the person injured? Can you tell?
Yeah, totally injured. They're not moving. They're unconscious. To pull him off the road, and there's a fire.
The NTSB says the man, woman, and 2 boys inside the plane went to the hospital. Melissa Brinkman died the next day. I reached out to her loved ones. They say they're still having a hard time with it all. According to social media posts from the family, a 13-year-old boy in the plane spent 3 weeks in the hospital. His family says he is finally back to walking, talking, and laughing. And if you take a look here, this red truck is still out here too. That was in the driveway when the plane crashed and caught fire. Live in Arvada, Lauren Scafidi, 9 News.
Wow, just hearing those people, you can sense that reaction of how everyone felt in that area. There's a lot of homes around there, a lot of people that go by that area every single day. So tough stuff. Thanks, Lauren.
In Milwaukee tonight, Senator J.D. Vance will deliver his first official speech since becoming Donald Trump's 2024 running mate.
He is expected to talk about his own backstory and his upbringing, while other speakers will focus on foreign policy. NBC's Alice Barr is in Milwaukee with the latest.
On day 3 of the Republican National Convention, the party of Trump lends the spotlight to a new face. Ohio Senator J.D. Vance giving his first major speech since becoming the party's vice presidential nominee. That after appearing at a fundraiser, his first official campaign event.
We're going to get out there and try to fire up the crowd tonight and make the case that we have got to re-elect President Donald J. Trump to the White House, right?
The convention stage in prime time, a national introduction for the 39-year-old first-term senator.
So I think it's exciting to get some new and younger people out into the political world.
But while he's half Donald Trump's age, they're aligned on the issues from aggressive trade policies to false claims of widespread fraud in the 2020 election to immigration.
We have to deport people.
Do you think that the choice of J.D. Vance is just a double down as opposed to an outreach?
I think it's both. I think a double down, on wanting to make sure that the MAGA movement continues.
Senator Vance, a Marine veteran who served in Iraq, has vocally opposed more funding for Ukraine, an issue dividing Republicans, and on abortion, which Mr. Trump has avoided highlighting the Biden campaign pointing to past Vance comments against exceptions for rape or incest.
look, I think two wrongs don't make a right.
The freshman senator has recently voiced support for, quote, reasonable exceptions. The author of the best-selling memoir, Hillbilly Elegy, expected to lean into his humble past and promise to carry the MAGA message into the future. In Milwaukee, Alice Barr, NBC News.
You can see more coverage from the convention tonight on Nightly News. And then coming up at 6 on Next with Kyle Clark, we're going to continue to look at Trump's campaign, focusing today at his economy plans that could impact Colorado. Here's a cute moment from the convention. A special visitor kind of stole the stage with West Virginia Governor Jim Justice during his speech. Justice and his sidekick, an English bulldog named Baby Dog, appeared on the stage together. The 4-year pure breed is really a celebrity in West Virginia. People were chanting Baby Dog as she was brought out on stage in her own little chair. She's famous. Breaking news that we're following one day after a jury convicted him on federal corruption charges. Democratic Senator Bob Menendez of New Jersey says he will resign. NBC News reports Menendez told allies he plans to step down. A jury found him guilty of 16 federal counts yesterday. He was accused of using his position to enrich businessmen and help the Egyptian and Qatari governments. He received lavish bribes, including cash and gold. He says he'll appeal his conviction. He has spent 3 decades in Congress. New Jersey's Democratic governor will appoint someone to finish his term, which ends in January.
We are now hearing from Terrell Davis himself about his being taken off of a United Airlines flight in handcuffs last weekend. A flight attendant had accused Davis of hitting him, while Davis said he just tapped the flight attendant's arm to try and get his attention. When that flight landed, FBI agents boarded the flight, handcuffed Davis, and took him from the plane. Well, after being questioned, the agents then apologized to him. Today, Davis was on CNN saying he was given no chance to explain what happened or defend himself when the agents boarded the flight.
My boys are there, and my daughter's there, my wife is there, and it's like I felt so like I was stripped of my dignity. You know, I was powerless. I couldn't do anything. I'm wondering what's going on. They didn't ask me any questions. I had no chance to even explain what happened, if anything happened.
Terrell Davis and his wife making the rounds. They also spoke with NBC News about their experience. You're going to get to hear that interview coming up tonight at 5:30 on NBC Nightly News.